Yeah, I'm live right now. Hello, everyone. Hello. We're actually going to be doing the Sanctuary of Love experience on Zoom. That's where you'll be able to hear Ian and myself at the same time. So if you'd like to join in on that, then you would just need to go to your DM and DM me, and I'll go ahead and send you the link for the Zoom interaction. So let me unmute Ian here. Let's see here. Unmute. Ian, can you hear me? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Okay. You can go ahead and start playing, Ian, while the people join in here. Let's see. Hope that everyone on IG Live is doing good. It says my internet connection is unstable. It's no bueno. Well, it's gonna have to be what it is. Let's turn this IG off. Maybe this Wi-Fi off. Okay, that's off. So this Sanctuary of Love experience is going to be for 1 hour. And usually our in-person Sanctuary of Love experiences go for 2 hours, but we're going to do this for 1 hour. So we are on Zoom and IG Live right now, all at the same time. Ian is with me on the Zoom.
Isn't it 40 minutes?
No, I went ahead and upgraded to the pro account. You know me, man. Okay. Let's see. All right. A few more people are joining in right now. Okay. Let's see. We're going to get it together here pretty soon. There we go. Super dark. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So everybody that's on IG Live right now, just if you don't have the Zoom link, go ahead and text me right now, and I'll shoot you over the Zoom link so that you can join Ian and I on Zoom, so that you can actually participate. So that you can actually participate uh, in the session with the music and the hypnosis. Okay. So you can feel free to text me, and I'll make sure to send you the Zoom link so that you can participate in the session. All right. And if you don't mind being just with me in the hypnosis session and the conversation, then just stay on the live. But if you do want to participate in with the rest with the rest of the people that have joined in on the Zoom, you can go ahead and just text me, and I'll send you the Zoom meeting link. Well, today is a very interesting day, primarily because we have begun this process of curfewing. There's been tons of riots happening. We have been experiencing this pandemic with COVID-19, and there's just a lot of pain and pressure that the vast majority of people are experiencing right now in their daily lives. The opportunity that we get to have right now in this moment is to remove all of those experiences from your body and from your consciousness, so that you could reground yourself, so that you can begin to recreate your experience of life. So tonight, we're just going to go through a brief hypnosis session. We are going to have a small discussion about what's been happening in the world. And then we're just going to close out and go on about our lives. And the intention is that you go on about your life feeling more fulfilled, feeling balanced, feeling relieved, so that any stress or tension or anxiety that you may have been experiencing will no longer be a part of your experience of life after tonight's session. Okay? So we do these Sanctuary of Love experiences once every single month on the first day of every month. And usually they take place in North Hollywood. But since the pandemic has started, then, now we are doing it digitally. So this is our second digital version. And I'm really excited to have everybody here with us tonight. So the first thing that I like for everyone to do, no matter where you are, is just take in a deep breath. And just allow for your mind to settle. Allow for your spirit to calm down. Allow for your heart to feel connected with your soul. And with every breath that you take, just allow for yourself to become present to how beautiful this moment is. Take a deep breath and exhale. Taking another deep breath. And on this exhale, I just want for you to imagine anything that you've been dealing with, any thoughts, any circumstances that are unpleasant. Imagine them exiting the body. You guys are doing great. We have people in the room from New York and Houston and LA. No matter where you are, you're doing great right now. What I'd like for you to do right now is just close your eyes and I'd like for you to focus on the center point of your forehead in your mind. Just raise your eyes up to the center point of your forehead in your mind. And as you focus on that spot, I want for you to allow for your mind to expand far into the outreaches of the universe. I'd like for everyone that is on this connection here to allow for your mind to expand to the place where you can feel connected to individuals that you don't even know. Allow for your fingertips to feel the connections expanding beyond your body, expanding beyond your room, expanding beyond your sight, Just let it expand and continue to expand. And as you allow for it to expand, you'll begin to recognize that your fingertips have a subtle vibrating sort of a sensation on each tip. And with each breath that you continue to take, you'll begin to realize that the more you breathe, the more tingling you begin to feel on your fingertips. And as you feel the sensations of the tingling on your fingertips, just imagine that that sensation is starting to create a color, a vibrating color on each tip of your finger. And just allow for that vibrating color to move all the way up through your fingers, all the way up through to your arms, all the way up to your shoulders, allowing for your entire body to begin the process of relaxing and releasing all of the energy that doesn't serve you and your soul. Just allowing for the color vibration to move on up through your neck and along the back of your head, and then down the front of your head, feeling a continuous sense of relaxation and relief. And now each breath that you take in now, you'll begin to feel the sensation, the vibrating color sensation moving on down to your lower back and all the way down your legs, all the way down past your kneecaps, all the way down your shins, moving all the way down to your fingertips and the tips of your toes, sending that colorful vibration all the way down to the bottom of your feet. No matter where you are right now, you suddenly feel completely relaxed. And all the pain and anxiety that you may have felt in your body, all of the instability in your mind and in your heart and in your soul have suddenly disappeared. Take Taking in another deep breath and exhaling. Another deep breath and exhale. Now what I'd like for you to do, in your mind, I want for you to imagine one or two things that have not served you over the past 30 days. It could be a relationship issue. It could be a family communication issue. It could be an income issue. It could be a health issue. Any of these issues, I want for you to imagine yourself dealing with that particular issue in your mind right now. And in a moment, I'm going to count down from 5 all the way down to 0. And when I get down to 0, your body and your soul and your mind will enter into a deep sleep. And the words that I am suggesting to you right now, you will be able to follow those actions and experience the results immediately. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Going into a deep sleep. Each and every time I suggest the words deep sleep to you, you'll enter into this state quickly, calmly, and easily, going even deeper. Even deeper. Now I would like for you to imagine the circumstance that I was suggesting earlier on. And once you have that idea in your mind, I would like for you to use your right hand and raise it up towards your face, and then move that experience to your left, and then take in a deep breath and exhale. And if that situation or circumstance is still there, I want for you to identify exactly where it is in your mind. And then reach your hand in front of your face and pick that circumstance out of your mind, like a thorn in your finger. And then once you have it in your fingertips, blow it away. And now imagine seeing it drift in the wind, further and further away. And now what I would like for you to do is filter through your mind and use this same tactic to remove and adjust any negative experiences, circumstances, or feelings right now. I will give you a couple of minutes to do so. Imagine the thought in your mind. Take your right hand and move the circumstance, emotion, or feeling away towards your left while you exhale. And if it is still there, it could be a worry about financial prosperity. It could be a health issue that you're experiencing right now. It could be a disagreement that you've had with a family member. Pick it from your mind and then blow it away. Watch it drift in the wind. And as you exhale and inhale, you'll begin to discover that your body, your mind, and your soul will be completely clear of any and all circumstances that do not serve you. In a moment, I'm going to count you out from 0 all the way to 5. And when we get to 5, you'll be completely awake. You'll be completely awakened from your sleeping state. You'll feel an energy that is rejuvenating. You will feel joy. You will feel the essence of vibrational prosperity. And everything that you've done while you've been in state has been programmed into your subconscious mind, and you'll begin to experience life in just that way. 0, which is always the deepest form of hypnosis. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Eyes wide open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes wide open, wide awake, wide awake. Awesome. Awesome. I hope you all feel amazing. I am actually going to unmute everyone that's in here right now. And if you want to participate in the conversation, you can. Let's do this, that, 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 and that. Cool. All right. Who do we have in the house? Is
Hi,
that Nikki?
Moses.
Hi,
Yes.
Nikki.
How are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm surviving out here.
Yeah.
That's my son.
Oh, what's his name? If you want to
That's
join in on
Tyler.
video, you can. If you want
Oh,
to, would you like to?
yes.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Let's
there it is. I think I did
this
it.
here. Ask
I'm
to
new to
start
this. Oh,
video.
there I go. Hey.
There we go.
How are you?
Awesome. Hi,
Say
Tyler.
hi, Tyler. Say hi. He can't hear you. Hold on, hold on.
Oh my God.
The baby.
Oh, that's the baby.
Oh,
Yes.
there is a new baby. Hold on. Let me switch it
Oh, you got
around
a
to
new
him.
baby. Oh
There
my
he is.
goodness.
With his fat
What
cheeks. I don't know if you can see him. His name is Lux. 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 And he's white.
Oh my goodness. That is
So my hands are
beautiful.
full in here. Yes.
That is
While I'm doing
beautiful.
homework. Yes.
Do I hear
Thank you.
Lawrence in the building? Let's see. I think Lawrence
Yeah,
just yes.
I'm here.
Lawrence,
Can
you
you
want to
hear
jump
me?
in on the video? Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm having some
Technical
difficulties with my
difficulties.
video. It's gonna slow
Okay.
everything down.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So tell me, Nikki, how did you enjoy the
I don't want
session? And
to.
You know I love it. You know I try to get to you every single month, but I have my crazy life, so I
I
don't get to
love
make
your
it all the time.
hair.
Thank you. I'm trying something different. I'm here looking rough. It's okay though.
Yeah, man.
Yes, you know I
Ian, are you
need you in
there?
my life.
Ian, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now. We can hear you now. All right.
Okay,
So,
cool.
I just wanted to kind of
It was amazing
have
news.
a brief discussion on just your experience throughout COVID-19. And I believe Lawrence is still with us on audio, right, Lawrence? You there?
Yeah, I'm still.
Okay, great. I think Nancy just joined in. I'm not sure if she's in on audio. Let's see here. Unmute over here. Okay. Nancy, can you hear us? Hello? Are you in here with us?
Yes, I am, but I'm not presentable right now, so I'm not
No,
showing my.
it's okay. It's okay. We got you on audio.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
So we're just having a brief discussion about just everyone's experience during this COVID-19 pandemic, and now with the enhanced lockdowns that we're experiencing with these curfews and just the visual and personal experiences that a lot of us are having with, the police brutality and the effects of our political parties and the financial crises that we're going through right now. I just wanted to just see what everybody's experiences have been and just have a brief discussion about it.
Okay. It's a lot to. Hold on. Let me take it off.
Right now.
And if you're on IG Live right now, if you want to join us on Zoom, you can DM me or text me. I'll shoot you the Zoom link, and then we'll go from there. Oh my God, you got the,
I got a little
a virtual background. I love it. I love it.
virtual background. I'm trying to do this face mask and stuff. So
It's all good. It's all good. So who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? What's it been like for you, Nikki? You know, you got two beautiful kids there. You know, it's
Oh
like,
man.
what's
So
it been like for you?
I just missed the start of the pandemic. I just had my baby on February 3rd, and I wasn't supposed to have him until March 3rd. I went into early preterm labor, and I had an emergency C-section, and thankfully I was out of the hospital right before this whole thing started, so I didn't have to deal with that right away.
Wow,
Um,
that's a
and
blessing.
then immediately when I came home, maybe about a week or so later, we went into lockdown, and then just recently I lost my grandmother to COVID. My grandmother on my father's side, and she had dementia, so she didn't remember me anyway. But you know, it still was. She was 96 years old, and she lived a wonderful long life. But I just didn't think it would be. I was hoping it would be a natural, type of loss, but COVID got her. So that was my experience. I'm dealing with it well because I'm in school, so I guess they keep me distracted, and I started another business online. So I'm just busy. So that's what's keeping me mentally strong, and I got these babies, so I'm okay. I'm dealing with it. I don't mind being in the house anyway because I'm a homebody, so it is what it is, and I'm just watching everything on TV, and I'm kind of in shock. I was praying for everything. Goodness. To keep it short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because
So
I have boys. I have 3 boys. So,
what's
it's
that
scary.
like for you, knowing that you have 3 boys and you see a lot of these attacks happening on Black men?
It makes me reevaluate my parenting style. It makes me try to think of different things I want to instill in my sons and the preparedness I have to instill in them, as well as being a Black man on the street. And our generation might change the way the Black man may be looked at. It's still going to take a while to get that process rolling as him being equal, if ever. But I just have to work harder to try to get them to understand the way of the world right now. And they're babies, so I can just imagine what it's going to be like in 20, 30 years, So I'm scared. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, you have every right to be,
Yeah.
How about you, Lawrence? What has it been like for you? Are you in New York right now, or are you in LA?
I'm still in California. I actually live in Orange County, so I've been bouncing back and forth between LA and Orange County. I lost my job like the beginning of March, so I've just been out of work trying to figure it out. I had some people die in my family back in Jersey as a result of complications. One was related to COVID, I believe, and the rest were just, it was their time to go. Just trying to stay positive. With the quarantine, because I live away from all my friends, it was like being isolated anyway, regardless. Before quarantine, since I'm in Orange County and everybody else is in LA. And now with these riots, it's a very tense thing to walk around Orange County. It was already kind of tense to begin with, but now it's like overly and unnecessarily tense as everybody's on edge. I was in LA for a couple of days last week, like towards the kickoff of all these riots, and the atmosphere is so crazy. It's like the air is as thick as mud. Everybody is so tense on both sides, like the cops, the civilians, and now it doesn't come to that because there's a lot of people who aren't prepared for something like that. And then I wonder, if people were protesting being locked inside and they couldn't get a haircut, what's going to happen if they're actually locked inside from 12 to 12 every day? And if they go outside, the real threat is somebody busting a cap in their ass because the National Guard is patrolling the street. I don't know if anybody's really prepared or how that's going to be handled. And if these cops have these odd ass tactics of, profiling certain individuals, is that something that can be hidden? Because if you're on a residential block and you shoot up the only Black house, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to say something about that regardless. I don't know. I'm feeling at the end. Glad to
Yeah.
have this and get a little meditation and see you. I'm glad that you're okay. You know, I wanted to be on the other one that you did, and as you can tell by my internet abilities, I have to step that up. But
Yeah. No, you know, everything happens in just time, as we create it. And I appreciate that, man. It's been very, very interesting, but I'm going to let Nancy talk. Nancy, what has it been like for you?
Okay, well, starting with coronavirus, I was okay with the quarantine. I didn't have an issue with that. I thought it would, and I'm somebody that's actually comfortable with my own company. So, I mean, I do a lot of social things or whatever, but I live by myself, so I didn't have an issue with that. Now, what's going on right now? I have so many feelings and so many emotions. As you probably know, most of my friends are Black. I have Black people in my family. So this has always been like a personal fight for me. And, you know, I feel bad that it had to come to this, but I understand it because it just, you know, and then I feel like it's just been getting worse. And I think when we saw George Floyd just kind of take his last breath in front of us, and just the cop doing it just because he could. It was so long and so torturous, and you know that just kind of threw everybody over the edge. And so I understand the response. I understand the outrage. You know, I think it's Ralph Ellison that said, you know, when people feel invisible long enough, they're going to lash out at the world to remind them that they still exist. So that's what is happening right now. So, you know, I think all of us have felt, you know, I felt a lot of anger and pain just seeing that. So I can imagine, you know, I can't even imagine what Black people feel. And as far as the looting and stuff, I feel like there's been other groups that have infiltrated the movement to kind of drown out what the message was. And so I have an issue with that. I've already lived through the LA riots, you know, so we had the National Guard at that time. We had a curfew and all that. So for me, it was fine. Like it worked because it was needed at that time. However, I do understand that in this particular time, I don't know what that's going to look like. You know, I don't. I care about the small business owners because a lot of them will be, you know, greatly affected by this. I want to see, obviously, you know, I feel like a lot of big changes are going to come. We're just in it right now. You know, we're just in it. Unfortunately, that's what we have to go through right now because it wasn't getting done any other way. So even though it feels uncomfortable for all of us, we're just in it. But 2020 has kind of brought to light a lot of things. And I just feel like, you know, sometimes that kind of noise is needed. And I'm happy to see a lot of different people, not just Black people and brown people, but like a lot of different people coming together because it's just like, you can't hide it anymore. You know, it's like, it's all out there. Like they're tired of it too. So I think that, you know, we do need allies and that's so important. And for me, I get emotional when I see like so many different people coming together for the same cause because they're like, we're tired too, you know, like that's, you know, I can go on and on, but I know there's other people that have to talk to.
Yeah, no, so I appreciate that input. It really is something to appreciate when we notice the expansiveness of participation from various races. You know, I was talking to my business partner. I was talking to Echo the other day, and she was telling me, she's like, this isn't a Black thing anymore. This is a global thing. This is a human being thing. And And the fact that it's becoming a human being thing, it does two things in my perspective. It removes the blame or the sense of weakness from one culture, but then it spreads the chaos amongst everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as human beings in a certain level of society, we're subjected to experiencing these hate crimes, these, you know, these actions from the people that have greed and manipulation and power in their line of sight of best interest. And then that's completely against the individuals that just want to live life, that want to experience love, that want to experience unity and happiness and joy, and aren't seeking, you know, the power and the domination and all the other components that come with global order.
Yes.
So one thing that I've been really, 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 really focused on during this time period is the utilization of consciousness, because that is what the individuals that have this agenda in mind want to eliminate. They want to eliminate the human being's utilization of their consciousness. Just look at the plan. There's a disease that's causing us to stay at home. What do the majority of people do when they stay at home? They watch television, or they stay on their mobile phones, and now there's another race war, which is causing the individuals that have the power to make people stay at home now, not even by request, but now by demand. It's causing us to do more of the same.
Yes.
Stay fixated on the news, stay fixated on social media, stay reacting to public outrage. So one thing that I really want to have happen during this time is for everyone to begin to silence themselves so that we can maintain our connection with God. And what I mean by God is not, you know, spiritually, like religious based, not religious based God, but God, energy, love, life, you, me, the wind, the sun, our planet, the universe, the stars, God, energy. Stay connected to that. And the only way that we can stay connected to that is by disconnecting off of the information that we're being fed. And if we begin to practice that, and if we continue to practice that, then we'll make it through this. We'll make it through this, because the fear and the rules and the constant rhetoric that's being fed into our minds on a daily basis right now is causing that vibration to maintain its existence among society. Go ahead, Nancy.
Yeah, I was going to say that's something that I've personally been sort of struggling with, because it's like I want to stay informed. For example, today I reached out to my niece, you know, because they're in the Van Nuys area. I reached out to a friend in Sherman Oaks, so, you know, and a sister over in Hollywood, to make sure that if something is happening in their areas, to be aware so they can, either stay home, like if they're, looting and stuff like that, because things are so crazy right now. So there's a part of me that's like, okay, I feel like I want to protect everybody. And then at the same time, it's like, it is too much because it's also affecting me. So I'm trying to find that balance of how do I stay informed without being, fully disconnected. And maybe at this point, you got to know if it's like down the street from your house.
Right.
You know
Exactly.
Like, you don't
Exactly.
want to get caught going for a bike ride and shit's crazy.
Right. Right. So that's a great thing to bring to the table. It's how do I create the balance in my life while maintaining my awareness of what's going on in my environment? That's a great question. That's a great thing to bring to the table. So, go ahead, Lawrence.
I would say, from my personal input on that, I would just be aware of your intention while you're doing something. So I wake up and I have text messages, I have emails, I have DMs, I have all kinds of stuff just because I'm a Black man in society. I have people checking on me, I have people sending hateful stuff, I have people giving me information. So I look at it, but once I feel my energy start to shift in any way, one way or another, good or bad, I stop, because I'm not in the same mindset I was when I originally started to look into this. So I'll take a break and I'll put my phone down. I'll walk away from it. I'm aware of it. It's my reality. I live in this, but my thoughts don't have to remain in this reality, because when this is over, I still have to be able to function in the new world. I need to be able to do what I have to do. So I can't get caught up in all of this to a certain point. I still have to vibrate a certain way to attain my goals and align myself with the things that I need while also caring for everybody. So I balance that way. If I feel like it's sucking too much out, I pause, because I still have to be able to fight if it comes down to it. And I can't do that if I'm drained. I can't help anybody else out if I sat here and looked at all this stuff all day and wiped myself out emotionally and spiritually. It's just a little pull for me. As soon as I feel that, I tap out for a day, a couple hours, whatever it takes, and I recharge myself and I come back.
A couple of things that that I heard in that, Lawrence, is recharge and remove myself from. And those two things are so vital when it comes to creating balance in anything that we do. What things do you do, Nikki? What types of things do you do to recharge for yourself?
I'm just starting to get into the whole yoga in the morning thing when the kids are asleep, because I cannot go exercise to save my life. And since I got that and I'm getting my meditation and everything starts early in the morning when I can. And I'm in school, so I'm doing a lot of reading, and then I'm finding other things, other new topics to read upon and just get my knowledge up. And I want to rebuild my credit. It's just so many things I'm diving into now that I wasn't aware of, and I'm learning all these new things that I never had the time to do before. So it's actually a positive, negative, positive. What do they call it? False. So it's actually been a helpful experience and a informative, and I actually appreciated the time off, even though it was under dire circumstances and it was a sad situation for people, losing their lives, but it still was beneficial. If you took advantage of this time, I commend you, because there's information out there if you choose to find it, you choose to research, choose to expand your knowledge on things. So that's how I've been coping and just trying to better myself.
Very good, very good. Ian, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, you got to find the strengths and the weak. You got to convert weaknesses into strengths as much as you can, right? Because that's just what life's all about. So I've been doing the same thing with myself, and removing yourself from the teeter-totter, the pulling effect, into, like you said, the positive or negative, coming back to zero as much as you can. Yeah, it's just what I felt. I agree, everybody.
Very good. So I wanted to just point directly to something that you said, Nancy, and that is how do I stay informed and create the balance? And Lawrence kind of went right there, but I want to just hit it right where it needs to hit, because I want for you to have the results that you want to have, so that you don't experience this perpetuated anxiety that happens just from staying on top of the stuff that's going on. Okay. For me, what I've noticed is that the news is always on repeat, you know? So it's like you got your first hour of the morning news, and then you've got like your midday, 30-second loop, and then you've got your evening, hour 30-second loop or whatever. And usually, unless there's like some type of breaking news, they're just repeating the same thing throughout the entire day, right? So what Lawrence had said, when it comes to noticing when you're feeling that draw on your spirit and then disconnecting from it, and then what Nikki had said about finding that time to do the yoga, and then I can add meditation to that, or even just sleep, just in general, just sleep. A couple of things that I do when I do sleep is I'll put in my headphones and I'll listen to different frequencies of sound. So for instance, there's like 852 megahertz, there's 432 megahertz, there's 963 hertz, but each of these frequencies have a different impact on the body. Okay, so I'll find a frequency for a moment, for instance. So if I'm like feeling drained from the day, or if I had, a disagreement in a conversation, or if I'm feeling overwhelmed from a client relations, or, or something, or if I'm feeling like I haven't done anything for the day, or if the news got to me or what have you, I'll put on a healing frequency, and then I'll go to sleep to that for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And then I'll wake up feeling rejuvenated, because the frequencies that I'm listening to are altering the space and the energy and the vibrations in my body. Okay. So that's something that I do once I begin to notice that there is a shift in my being. Okay. The number one thing that I do, though, is I find silence. I find silence. I take the time to just be quiet. Whether it's kneeling down, laying down, in a yogi position, wherever, just find silence. Because once you allow for yourself to be in silence on command, then very few things can alter your experience of life. Because once you discover that your experience of life is being altered, the one place that you divert to is silence. And then silence is equivalent to peace. And then it's only in the stillness of peace that the body can rejuvenate. And you can do that in your awakened state. So that's one thing that I've done and that I've practiced, and that has been very, very beneficial to me during this time, And the last thing is not always trying to find or create a result from something. What I mean by that is, it's very easy to find yourself wanting to accomplish things when you feel like nothing is being accomplished. But sometimes it's in the space of not doing that the most gets done. And we have to allow our minds and our bodies to experience the stillness without beating ourselves up about it. So as soon as you begin to feel like, oh my God, I'm not getting enough done, you know, I need to do this, I need to do that, blah, blah, blah. That's the moment where you need to allow for yourself to relax so that all of that clutter, all of that confusion, all of that rhetoric that's taking place in the mind that's draining your energy, that's causing you to doubt your excellence as a human being living on this planet, it literally just makes it go away. Because once again, you find that stillness. And then you'll notice that when you actually step into action, that it's more effective and you're not feeling like you're dragging this load of need to accomplish things on your back. Okay, so those are a couple of pointers that have been very, very, you know, effective in my life during these past few months. And you know, like Nikki had shared earlier on, this has been a blessing and a curse all at the same time. You know, more blessing than curse, as far as I'm concerned, because I've been spending a lot of time creating in my consciousness. So life is kind of like just happening.
Yeah, and so for me, when it was the Corona shutdown, I was in that space. The
Hmm.
stillness, the deep breathing, you know, I was cool. I mean, I'm going shopping for myself and my mom because I'm not letting her leave the house, so that was added weight. But now it's in addition to that, the outside threats. I went to drop off some things at her house the other day and almost got caught in the freeway with all the cops and, you know, whatever. So now there's that whole, I don't know where the threat is, and I'm just trying to do my regular stuff. And I probably do more Twitter than actual news. But yeah, I felt like I didn't know that they were still protesting, and I guess I was riding through the 110 at the time when the cops were just swarming the area, and I was scared. You know, I felt scared. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if they were going to shut down the freeway. So there's that constant, like, is so much going on around. If I need to go to the store, like, I need to know, is that safe to go into Burbank, into whatever? And so I was doing all those things with the Corona. We were cool.
Hmm.
I was in that space and doing all those, you know, I was cool. So right now now we're dealing with this.
Yeah, anytime that that something new begins to happen, it's really that real experience of like, oh my God, okay, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to deal with this? You know, and these are tangible experiences that we're going through, you know, life and death experiences. We're driving down the freeway, just like you said, and our lives are being impacted because people are burning cars down, people are blocking freeways, that, you know, people are looting stores, you know, delivery drivers are getting attacked, you know what I mean? I mean, these are real things, and it's being, go ahead, Ian.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize. I have to run to another meeting right now, another Zoom meeting at 9. So love you
Love
guys
you.
all. Have an amazing night, everybody.
Thank you,
Take
Ian.
care.
I love you, man.
Take care.
Right.
Bye-bye.
So these are real things, you know, that are happening, but it's happening because of the state of mind that our country and the world is in.
Yes.
I was looking at I think E40, he posted something on his social media the other day, and he says, you know, just be polite, but let's talk about some solutions for this. And ideally, the solution is love. That really is the only solution to this chaos that is happening right now in this world. The conscious mind has the power to recreate a space. It just does. That's what God is. God is word, God is thought, God is energy, God is everything that we receive and send information wise from our conscious mind. God is everything around us. The power that we have been given as human beings with consciousness is the ability to alter our reality based upon our conscious experience. Okay? So, yes, it is very, very difficult to sit back and say, well, my mom needs groceries, and how am I going to get from point A to point B safely while dealing with the stuff that's going on in our society today? There's two sides to this conversation, and that is be safe about it, but also make sure that you are focusing on what needs to happen, which is more love, more compassion, more understanding, more love, more utilization of God. Keeping your mind on that while you're filtering through the reality that's been set upon us by the individuals that don't have life's best interest in mind. Because if we get caught up in that experience that's being put on us, then that is what life will become for everyone. We're literally in a battle of consciousness versus automation right now. Right now, we're in that battle right now. They want us, and when I say they, I mean the individuals that have a desire to control the minds of the general public in order to fatten their pockets. Okay, that's all that it is. There's no secret anything. It's just people, the people that are extremely wealthy want for us to be so automated that all we do is spend our currency and believe what they tell us, which is to buy more things, which is to spend more dollars and do less with it. Okay, so we're in a battle of consciousness versus automation. And the only way that we are able to combat what's going on is to not combat it. It's just to be that individual that thinks, that creates, that does not allow for what's going on to alter our state, to alter our vibration, to alter our communication, to alter our interaction with the ones that we love. We can't allow for it to do that. We can pay attention to it. We can understand what's going on. We could look at the news. We could, go on Twitter, go on Instagram, utilize all the different channels of information. But we must continue to use our consciousness to create our life. We cannot let them create our life. Because if we allow for them to create our life, then our lives will become automated. And if we allow for it to become automated, then it will become miserable because we're not thinking or creating on our own. Okay? So that's my little 2 cents.
Day at a time, one day at a time.
One day at a time, one moment at a time, each moment, because at the end of the day, our moments shift like that. Right now, we could be smiling, and the next thing you know, we get a phone call and somebody that we love is injured or hurt or something in that nature, right? And then that's a moment. And that moment can literally take on a course to affect the rest of our lives. But if we focus on each moment, then we can experience that moment and then choose to create the way that we experience the next. And that's the magic of life. That's the magic of living. And if we share that message to people and we live our lives as an example of that, then we still have a chance at having a life that's worth living. Because right now we're going down a pathway where it's just like, man, they're really trying to make our lives not worth living, you know, with everything that's been happening. So continue to create, continue to use what God has given you as a human being, because we're not dogs, we're not lions and tigers and lizards and we're not that. We're human beings, and we've been created in God's image by the utilization of our consciousness. So we have to continue to use our consciousness. Okay? All right. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you so much. And I'll see you next month. Lawrence, I love you, man. Can't see you. Mel,
Yeah, love
whoever
you too,
Mel
bro.
is. I don't even know who Mel is. Kama, I see you on here. And then my man, Donald, see you on here. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone. And we'll see you next month. I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.